As you know, there are Americans who are being evicted from their homes. They can't pay the rent. Many Americans are waiting in food lines for the first time in their lives. Can you look them in the eye, Madam Speaker, and explain why you don't want to accept the president's latest stimulus offer?
I have for over 30 years represented my constituents. I know what their needs are. I listen to them.
Welcome to the horrors of Nancy Pelosi's district. Homelessness?
They don't look good for the business, yes. It's not clean, you see the garbage around. Sometimes, excuse me for this, they pee everywhere. Sometimes also bad smell for the homeless when they come to your shop. Like we had like same customer for many, many years. You call the police, they can do nothing.
150,000 homeless people live in California, including 10,000 homeless veterans. More tragic still, there are over 11,000 18 to 24-year-olds who are homeless on the streets of California.
Get rid of them quicker as possible, round them all up into one place where they're not likely to be seen. But
excuse me for interrupting, Madam Speaker, but they really need the money right now, and even members of your own.
I understand that,
but even members of your own caucus. Even members of your own caucus, Madam Speaker, want to accept this deal. $1.8 trillion. Congressman Ro Khanna, for example. But let me just quote Ro Khanna, a man you know well. I assume you admire him. He's a Democrat. And he just said this. He said, people in need can't wait until February. $1.8 trillion is significant and more than twice the Obama stimulus. Make a deal. Put the ball in McConnell court. So what do you say to Ro Khanna?
What I say to you is
icky issue.
I've had to deal with it myself in front of my home, and it is not a pleasant feeling. I want to change San Francisco for the better. I want to clean up the city.
We hoped when we had the new mayor, London Breed, she do something. She did nothing. She did nothing for that.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's gotten worse.
This
is not America. This is not the way America is supposed to look. Just crippling homelessness and the rot and inequality that comes from decades and decades and decades of liberal socialist leadership. It's shameful. Here we have something I've never seen in my life, but you can see with regularity around here in this district. It is a fire hydrant hooked up to a type of system that allows people to take showers and get drinking water in the streets. You're able to see a lot of people using these all around in this district, taking showers, washing themselves, washing their hair, washing their animals. You see them by the dozens here in San Francisco. Has this been getting better or worse?
I'd say gradually worse over time. It's a very liberal city.
Because the president wants to put a check with his name on it in the mail, that we should not be doing all we can to help. That is the coronavirus.
The problem out there, but there are millions of Americans who have lost their jobs. They can't pay the rent. Their kids need the food.
That's right, and that's what we're trying to get done.
$1.8 trillion, and the president just tweeted, stimulus, go big or go home. He wants even more right now, so why not work out a deal with him, and don't let the perfect, as they say here in Washington, be the enemy of the good.
Well, I will not let the wrong be the enemy of the right.
What's wrong with $1.8 trillion?
They're concerned.
That's why it's so important right now. Yesterday I spoke to Andrew Yang, who says the same thing. It's not everything you want,
but you know what?
There's a lot there.
Honest to God, you really, I can't get over it, because Andrew Yang, he's lovely. Ro Khanna, he's lovely. They are not negotiating this situation.
That work and live out of San Francisco, shut down, boarded up, third world, over. It is really, really something to see in the heart of Nancy Pelosi's district. What would be your message to the people who run this city? Like we need here. You're represented by one of the most powerful people in America, Nancy Pelosi.
Indeed.
Speaker, when was the last time you spoke with the president about this?
I don't speak to the president. Speak with his representative.
Why not call him and say, Mr. President, let's work out a deal. It's not going to be everything you want, not going to be everything I want, but there are so many Americans right now who are in desperate need. Let's make a deal.
What makes me amused, if it weren't so sad, is how you all think that you know more about the suffering of the American people than those of us who are elected by them to represent them at that table.
Why not talk to the president personally, call him up and say, Mr. President, let's get a deal tomorrow.
No.
She's doing a tremendous disservice to the country. She hates the Republican Party. She hates all of the people that voted for me and the Republican Party.
Although it's
only, as you know, so many millions of Americans are suffering right now.
although
because it's so bad for the country. And Nancy Pelosi, I mean, she should go back to her district and clean it up.
So don't mess with me.
Nancy Pelosi is a horrible person.
So many of your fellow Democrats in the House, they want a deal right now.
No, that isn't.
The problem solvers, they all want a deal right now.
Yeah.
And here's what they're complaining about, because you wrote a letter to House Democrats and you said this. Let me read a line from the letter you wrote. The president only wants his name on a check to go out before Election Day and for the market to go up. Is that what this is all about? Not allow the president to take credit if there's a deal that will help millions of Americans right now?
He's not that important, but let me say this.
America. Thank you very much.
Have a little respect for the fact that we know something about these subjects.
Madam Speaker, I have only the greatest respect for you. I just want to point out, though, $1.8 trillion. $1.8 trillion is a lot of money. The American people need that money ASAP because they're suffering right now. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying...
And you don't care how... Next! Next!
Leader Pelosi.
Mr. Mnuchin, I think he has integrity representing his position. May I finish, please?
Thank you so much for joining us.
Leave it on the vote that you are not right on this, Wolf, and I hate to say that to you. But I feel confident.
It's not about me. It's about millions of Americans who can't put food on the table, who can't pay the rent,
and we represent them. And we represent them.
Getting
and
by
we represent
these
them.
long food
and
lines
we represent
that we're seeing.
them.
I know
we
you
know
are.
Them.
I'm just saying.
We represent them, and we know them.
As we say,
we know them. We represent them.
Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, as they say here in Washington.
It is nowhere near perfect.
Madam Speaker.
Always the case, but we're not even close to the good.
All right, let's see what happens, because every day is critically, critically important.
We are sisters together. We are in solidarity. We stand for women. Unlike Nancy Pelosi, who wants to trash and attack women, we are together to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to earn a living and feed their families. Yeah!
District, United States of America, crossed off. No one's come to fix it. No one's come to clean it up. It's poetic, really, because this district doesn't look like America. This district looked like something horrifying, something out of the third world. This district should serve as a reminder to you what happens under leftist leadership, what happens under socialism. This is what all of America could look like if you allow leftists like Nancy Pelosi to continue to control and take over your country.
God bless you, Speaker Boehner.